And we are back.
We're back. I animated you saying it in my head. Yeah.
We just did this and got like at least 6 minutes in, and I realized we weren't recording on the mixer.
You were getting ready to hit me with the thing.
I know, and I looked just to be sure because I was gonna say something, and I wanted to make sure we were past the 6-minute mark before I could, drop the F-bomb.
Okay.
So we are doing a Ruminations and Revelations.
Ruminations, Revelations.
We are comfortable.
Nice and cozy.
You can see that we have moved things around in here. The white chairs are now back here. We got rid of the couch, and we have the black chairs moved over there so that when we have guests, we have a tic-tac-toe board of conversation happening.
We do.
I am going to try to figure out a way to mount the cameras behind us, aiming at these people so that they're not in the shots while we're doing things. All that has been purchased and trying to figure that out.
You're on it.
I am, because this is my job, and I do my job, and I do my job well. I try to anyways. There's still malfunctions and people not hitting the record button.
You've lost me because I'm already like, yeah, that's right. You fucking work.
Before we get into the conversation of Ruminations and Revelations, these sold out within just under 12 hours. I'm going to call it 12 hours just to be safe. It was sold out in 12 hours. 200 of them. They have been sorely missed, highly sought after. People were like, I can't believe I missed the drop. I really want that t-shirt. Are you going to redo it? Blah, 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 blah.
How could you have done this to me?
Right. They did it to themselves by not being prepared because we did promote it beforehand.
We did.
However, we asked the Discord, who is our main consumer base in terms of support, if they would be opposed to us running them a second time for the people who missed them, but a variant. So this will be the limited drop one of shirt with the red font.
Right, the gray background.
Right. I think the next one should be a black shirt, white font with bright pink. You're the problem, because that bright pink on that black always looks really good. And I think that we should probably do like 200 to 300 of them.
Okay.
The his and her shirts will be dropping on August 13th, which will probably be right around the time this comes out. His home, her piece. So we got to pick those up. They'll be done by Tuesday of this week. We got to go see Jordan, pick those up, come do our photos, do all that stuff, get that all ready to go. I want to do the pictures a little different this time. I want to do us wearing them. I want to do a top-down shot because we bought extra C-stands, and I'm trying to make that more effective. Get all of that situated and put the JPEG of what the shirts actually say on the website beforehand so that people can click through and see them before they go live. I want to promote those a little bit more than we promoted the other ones because I want that to be a staple to be better shirt. I am going to move forward on the Carhartt hoodies that say prioritize, execute, and burn the effing ships.
Good catch.
We did those once for the shop, and I have a giant flag in the gym that says that, and I just changed out the shop badge to the chest pieces for us, so we have that on a logoed thing as well. A lot of people have interest in the hoodies. The problem with the hoodies is the cost.
They're expensive.
And we also have to figure out how we're going to ship those, because I don't think we can fit more than one of those, even if we Ranger roll it into one of those padded envelopes.
I don't think one would fit in there.
Yeah, because they're very thick material. You're wearing one of them.
I am, yeah.
Yeah, they're dope. So anyways, this is our 4th time recording today.
4th time.
So we're a little burnt out, but we're going to get through this.
Yeah, apparently I'm going to be side-blinded by some things.
I don't think you'll be side-blinded. And it sucks that we weren't recording a minute ago because we had a really good segue into the conversation, and I don't remember what we were saying, so I'm just...
Oh, I remember what we were saying. So we were talking about a photo shoot for his home and her piece. And I thought of another one, so I'm going to hit you with that one first.
Okay.
So the next one is, do we know anybody with a motorcycle?
I know quite a few people with a motorcycle.
That would be dope.
Why?
I don't know. Motorcycle photo shoot with me and you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would rather just buy my own motorcycle if we're going to do that.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to nix that idea. My mind went, matching motorcycles.
Matching scooters.
Maybe.
You don't need a license for anything under 50 cc's. You just...
I'd want a little horn on it.
They have them. Oh, you want one of those?
Yeah.
They do have horns built into them, though. Get little Honda Ruckuses or
that'd be dope.
The Honda Groms. Those would be cool, too.
Yeah. Or we could do like a white snake photo shoot.
That's where that came up last time. And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want you on the hood of my car.
And then I was like, Mom Jeep. And now I'm kind of sold on it.
Yeah. It's funny. I still think if we do it, it should be on the hood of the truck.
Yeah.
Or in the back of the truck even.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, we could actually hit one of like Yorkshire and do the thing out there. Anyways, you said the mom thing. That segued us into the conversation for this rumination or revelation. We have not had this discussion yet.
No, we haven't. I have no idea what's
And I know that you're nice and toasty, and I'm sorry that I'm about to ruin that for you.
Oh, no, I don't have my vape.
Yep, that's okay.
Okay.
Do you remember when they transitioned from saying nursing to breastfeeding?
So I didn't know that there was a transition. I've always just known it as both of them. But I've actually preferred calling it nursing.
Okay. Yeah. That was common phrase. Medical field,
okay.
General public, nursing is what you called it when you were breastfeeding your baby. Mm-hmm. Feminism made a very big push when I was young to start calling it breastfeeding. And it was, now it's breastfeeding. Well, now it's not. Now it's chest feeding because of feminism. Hold on. I'm getting there. Did you know?
Hang on.
Oh.
I know I need more. Hang on. Okay. So we went from nursing. I get that. It's what we're doing, you know. And breastfeeding. I also understand that. I got the breast. I'm the one doing it. And I understand the feminist push for that. Make it feminine. Okay. Because we're women. I got that. Chest feeding.
Yeah. That's what they called it. Chest feeding. I'm not done yet. It's going to get so much worse.
Okay.
You're going to get pissed.
I know. I'm already infuriated. Just continue.
Okay. Before we move on, I can get behind the idea of calling it breastfeeding.
Right.
Because it is an empowering thing to a woman that is unique to a woman's body.
Yeah.
Right?
That's me. That's the special connection that one of the special connections that I have with.
Move your mic down. Just a little bit. Okay.
One of the special connections that only I, as the mother who has biologically given birth, can have with the child.
Right.
Okay. I mean,
it's empowering.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's something that only a woman can do. Mm. Then they changed it to chest feeding. Now, I learned today.
Stop. They didn't do it again, did they?
No, they've done so much better. You no longer have a vagina. It is now a bonus hole. Yeah, you have a bonus hole.
Wasn't that another term for a glory hole in the 90s?
I don't know about that, but you have a bonus hole, babe. You no longer.
The fuck I do. I have a vagina.
No, you can't call it that anymore. You are not being politically correct by calling your womanly girly bits
politically correct.
A vagina.
Politically correct.
You know that there was a big push at one point in the feminism movement where they were like, my body, my choice, my vagina. And like there was actually parades and women were dressed up as vaginas and like they made a big deal out of it. And the vagina was a very powerful thing.
I'm a woman. Hear me roar. Like,
well, it's a bonus hole now. It's a bonus hole.
Who said who?
How does that make you feel as a woman where you've lived your entire life being taught like pro women shit because you were one of those fuck men?
I was
pro
one
woman
of those.
Everything.
Yeah.
And now you are no longer able to identify your body parts in the way that you are to mother based off of a feminist movement that your entire life has pushed strong women, is now catering to a totally different agenda and is basically removing your value as a woman.
It's a small world after all. I'm going to my happy place right now.
Okay.
Because I'm losing it. I
told you this was going to trigger you.
A bonus hole? A bonus hole.
That's what they're calling it.
Is it like a surprise onion ring in your french fries? What else would be there? A penis? Are you surprised that I have a hole? What?
It's a bonus hole.
A bonus hole.
Mm-hmm.
Because what else would be there? A penis. So if I don't have a penis, are you so offended that I have a vagina and you don't? You want to lower me to make you feel better? I thought that we were all about inclusivity and lifting people up.
Well, I mean, in terms of inclusivity, they're trying to be inclusive, which is why you no longer
You're
have a vagina.
erasing
You now
women.
have a bonus hole.
You're erasing women.
A bonus hole, in my opinion, would be like if you ordered some donuts and they gave you some of the extra donut holes in a box. Those would be bonus holes.
Yes. I imagine a bonus hole on like skee ball. Like if you hit the bonus hole, you get an extra 50,000 points. My heart's racing. I'm so infuriated.
Yeah.
I don't.
You made a comment earlier today that said that you are not a feminist.
Oh,
and
no.
that word and being described as such when somebody asks you that actually infuriates you a little bit because you don't agree with what's happening.
Right. If feminism right now is pushing bonus hole, you're no longer fighting for us. Who the fuck are you fighting for? Nobody has ever fought for us besides us, and now you're turning against us? So once again, we have nobody fighting for us, including our own sisters. I am a woman. I have breasts. I have a vagina. You are not going to lower me to a subhuman category.
So you're saying you're not also a breeding person? A breeder? Is that what they call them? Breeders? Chest feeders and breeders?
You're my husband and I love you.
I love you too.
You're my husband and I love you, and you're not saying these to me. You're just presenting me with
No,
information.
I am purposely trying to poke the peach.
I feel as if I feel like cattle.
Yeah? Imagine that.
When you, a breeder. When a fucking Pomeranian, what am I? Are you serious? I would be really cute as a Pomeranian, I'm just saying. But still.
The little fluffy head.
And I would look like this. Of course it would be all natural dye. It wouldn't harm me. It's a little, I'm pampered. Oh my God, dogs still have vaginas. I would still have more identity as a female dog than I do as a female human.
You would. You actually would, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I might prefer being a Pomeranian.
You now identify as a Pomeranian.
And they would fucking accept that over me having a vagina.
Probably. You would not be corrected.
No, I wouldn't be corrected. I would be supported. That's cute. You feel cute? I don't even know how that shit works. I really don't. I assume it would correlate to feeling cute. Bringing myself back in. I'm assuming that's how it works. I don't know. But yeah, I do feel that I would be more accepted in that. Only word coming to mind is cult. If I were to say I identify as a Pomeranian and I would like pom-pom pronouns, one's pink, one's blue, and if you use the wrong one, I'm going to be offended. Just saying. Figure that out. But then I get backlash for saying I am a woman with a vagina.
Yeah, it's happening. So let me ask you this. I actually have a lot. I'm trying to get you worked up, but I'm trying to not get us kicked off the internet either or canceled. So.
Okay. Canceled. I mean, I'm not worried about getting canceled.
Yeah, because I'm not either, because I wouldn't let that happen.
No,
I would just keep doing what I'm doing. Fuck you.
No, the people who are in the LGB community know what we stand for.
Actually, can we talk about that? Didn't you say the other day that there's some push happening to try to separate the LGB from everything else, and they're trying to separate and like be their own thing?
Yes, lesbians have a very massive issue with everything that's happening right now.
Okay.
So there is a very strong push for the LGB to be separated from all of the other things that are going on because they just don't agree with it.
What do you think would happen to that movement if that happened?
I think it would validate a lot of things that are being said about the negative aspects of it.
I got to be honest. If they did that, if they truly separated the LGB from all of the other, that would delegitimize everything that the other people are doing.
Right.
Because that is such a small percentage of that community.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, right. It's such a small percentage. They're like,
right.
I didn't even think about that.
Yep.
And I do want to point out that we do have some trans people that follow us that are also very logic thinkers.
Oh, right. I'm aware.
I don't want them to feel like we don't see them. We see you. We know that you follow us and support us, and we acknowledge that even though there are differences in views at times, that we appreciate your support.
Yeah. Just in case you guys don't know what we're talking about the effect that community has on children.
Correct.
Because there's a lot of things happening with the other letters of that are being very hardly shunned by the LGB part of that.
Yes.
So there's actually organizations like Gays Against Groomers.
I support the fuck out of them. I love them.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing. God sends right there.
Yeah. So that's a very prevalent thing. And now I don't remember what I was going to say to try to push your buttons because we got side railed. I don't remember, but while we're talking, don't do that.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
What was I going to say to you? I was going to say, as a woman, if you were still competing in band, because that's what you did.
That is what I did.
If you were in band and you were invited to go to an all-girls competition and you got beat out by a guy that was identifying as a woman, do you think that would discourage you from competing in those events?
It depends
on
if that was like that happened the one time and it was not a reoccurring across the board every single competition that I attend. It is either that one trans person or it is the only trans person present.
Well, what if they're not actually trans? What if they haven't actually gone through any of the changes? What if you're at
you mean like there was a wrestler who identified as a woman for a competition, was never
right
talking like that kind of thing?
Right.
I would probably be banned from that competition.
Okay. Now imagine that you were banking on this happening to get a scholarship to a college. And then you were beat out by a man who said he was a woman, even though there's been no gender reassignment or lifestyle changes or years of estrogen and testosterone blockers or anything like that. And you lose your scholarship because,
because feelings?
Because strong women.
That's not a woman. If there was a trans person, a trans woman on stage playing, and maybe they haven't had the reconstruction surgery, but they've been doing the hormone replacements for years. They're presenting woman. They maybe have had top surgery or they're doing whatever they do.
Not a beard.
Not a beard.
On? Okay.
Probably have had LASIK, have done the things to present feminine.
Laser removal.
Is it not LASIK?
LASIK's for the eyes if you have glasses.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm about to piss a lot of people off. I love Blair White, and she is a trans woman.
Okay, I don't know who that is, but okay.
She is a very conservative view trans person and denounces everything that's happening right now.
Okay.
With all of that and the way that they're trying to erase women. And they have a huge problem with her because she is trans and she's speaking against them. If it was somebody like Blair White, I don't have an issue with that. She is somebody who has been living pretty much her whole adult life as a woman. And if you saw her on the street, you would have no idea. And not even to her extent, if it's been a year of you committing to yourself, of doing that transition, and you're shaving and you're making sure that you're presenting as a woman, okay. If it is a full-fledged man sitting on that stage going by the name Kelly, and in 3 months I am a he, him, I just lost out on my whole life opportunity because somebody saw a loophole and took it.
Okay, so what if it was a physical sport? Because we know that if you live your entire into adulthood as a man, your testosterone levels, that muscle never goes away.
No.
The muscles that you build as a teenager stay with you forever because of puberty and hormones and all of that.
Right.
So if one day you're getting ready to get your college fucking, you want to get your scholarship and you're a wrestler or a volleyball player.
Well, I've always wanted to do track.
Or a football
let's just
player.
go with track.
Right. Okay. So, well, even still, track is the same thing. The difference in speeds from men's to women records, the women's record has been beaten by like
boys, young boys,
teenagers.
Minors.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I think it was, they did a test on it and it was like 180 something young men under the age of 18 have beat that record.
Yeah.
So imagine that you're going to try to get a scholarship and you're into track and field and you get beat by somebody who is only 1 month on to hormone blockers. They have the structure and the muscle genetics that are different that will never decrease to the point of the same stature of a woman. How would that make you feel?
I'm actually getting ready to cry.
Okay.
Because I dedicated my childhood career, let's call it, through school to band. And I thought that was going to be my life. I couldn't imagine waking up every morning or staying late after school and training my body and killing myself and gasping for air and laying on the ground and saying, I have to do it one more time. I have to beat that one more time. Like pushing myself to extremes in the hopes that maybe I will be better than the next one to be able to take this into college. And to be beat out by a man who just wants to say I'm a woman, and we're encouraging that. Women are losing out on lifelong anything, careers, experiences, self-worth. I would be emotionally devastated. I would feel so let down by everybody around me. I would feel like, what about me? I have dedicated myself to this. I spent 10 years. I've been running since I was 13. Like, I've been running since I was 9.
Okay, so now imagine that you get beat and that scholarship is more freely handed, maybe even elevated, because it's been beat by somebody who identifies as whatever they identify as, and now the school has a diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, which is something that is currently being pushed pretty hard. So not only did you not get your scholarship, somebody that is done nothing to do in terms of actually changing their body, identifies only as, beats you, gets the award, and then gets a scholarship, and because they identify as, they are now a minority figure who's going to get extra because that is the thing right now, while you now have to worry about whether or not you're going to even be able to go to college. Your entire life, you have pushed feminism. You've been pro-woman, we're strong, we can be the boss, we can get our own bag, we can do anything that we want to do just like a man can, only for you to be beaten out by a man, to have your spot taken, and not be able to get your shit.
And women are standing against you and saying, but she's a woman.
Right.
You just have to accept that she's a woman. And it's the women who are telling you this. I'm sitting here thinking, if it's that easy, I would do that. But I can't because I'm a woman. I have a disadvantage to men no matter what. I will never be as strong as a man. I will never be as fast as a man. Unless I enhance myself, and I'm not willing to put my body through that. So once again, it's a lose-lose situation. I can either stand up for myself and say I'm a fucking woman and I have a vagina, and then I'm demonized because I'm leaving out somebody. Or I can take a step back and say, yeah, no. You can 100% look like a man and claim to be a woman and have access to everything that I have access to. But now I no longer have anything.
Right. We live in a world where we know that the women are physically inferior to men.
And it's being taken advantage of.
Right. Right. But it's so well known, and science has backed this for so long, that we have created an entire sport around women specific things, because that's the best way to make it so that you guys can compete and have that competitiveness and be the best in your field, track and field, basketball, fighting, running, whatever,
Right.
wrestling, because of the structures, the actual chemical genetic differences in our bodies. Now people are able to fall into that spot and just be able to come in there and dominate those things. So I know that this makes it sound like we're trying to do a video bashing all of that. My point in all of this is feminism. Because that's where this is feminism, right?
That's feminism.
It is. That feminists are pushing this right now.
I found the oppression. It's against
Women.
me. It is
Yeah.
literally from women to women. You guys are oppressing me for the feelings
Food.
of a man. Okay. I don't care. I am not going to be silenced as a woman again. I am not going to be told to sit down and shut up because a man's speaking.
Okay, so where's that line drawn? Again,
I don't support this.
this is more feminism. This is the conversations that we're having is about
Okay.
feminism. I need to be clear about that again. This is not about trans rights. This is not about that community. I believe that you have the ability to do whatever the fuck you want to your own body because it's yours.
So you asked me, where do I draw that line?
Mhm.
I draw that line at the fact that you have a penis. Feminism is for me. You can have trans feminism. You can have your own category of feminism. Stop trying to take mine away. What is wrong with being trans? Why are you trying to erase trans? And why are you trying to take over what I am? I feel like this is fucking like Buffalo Bill. Do you want me? Like, do you want my skin? Why are you trying to erase me as a woman? I thought the whole point of being open about trans is accepting the fact that trans is the identity.
Right.
Trans feminism is what I would support. That's where I draw my line. I would like to have my own feminism to support me as a woman, and I would support a trans feminism.
So do you think, so what I was going to say is that we both agree that you can do whatever you want with your body as long as you're not hurting other people. We don't give a shit.
Right.
You can date who you want, love who you want. None of that really matters to me. And all of the questions that I'm asking, I am trying to present to you the way feminism looks currently to a lot of people.
This isn't feminism.
I agree. I agree that feminism isn't feminism. Even if
Like-
you removed all of that, what's happening right now about oppression and all of the things that are happening here in America are not real.
The only oppression I see is chest feeders, bonus hole,
Breeder.
breeder.
Could you imagine if that's the way men described women?
I would leave this country.
That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to remove our identities. So with that being said, for me, drawing the line is in the sport and the academia field.
Mm-hmm.
When you have somebody that is at the top of their field that does something, and like if they were a gold medal winning person, like what's his name? Her name. I don't want to dead name somebody.
I have
Caitlyn
no
Jenner.
idea.
Is that her name?
Yes, Caitlyn
Okay.
Jenner.
So when he was at the top of his field, he was an Olympic gold medalist
Oh, yeah.
as a runner. He waited until he was done with his career to transition.
And he said that specifically.
Right, because it's not fair for him at the top of his field to go into the women's division and fucking decimate everything.
Right. So now that he is a she has recognized I had an advantage. I don't understand why people want to put on the older generation that they are less, they're intolerant or whatever. Assholes. I'm so angry.
Okay, so go ahead.
But Caitlyn Jenner was able to recognize I don't want to put women in that position. So I'm going to be the best that I can be, and I want to be number one, so I'm going to push myself in the body that I have. Did the best he could, happened to be a gold Olympic medalist, and then I was like, okay, now is the time for me to live the rest of my life.
Right.
And didn't take away from anybody. And I know there's going to be people in the comments that
Oh, we're
Caitlyn
gonna
Jenner
get-
lived such a hard life and it was so hard for her and the repression and all that. And I understand that.
We are going to get so much fucking hate for this.
I understand that she had a very hard mental time living the life that she lives in a body that she felt trapped in. She made the best of it, though. She didn't sit in a life and was, woe is me, pity me, I can't believe that I'm just stuck like this, and didn't try to force it on anybody else.
Right.
She was like, okay, this is what I have. This is my life currently. Let's fucking go. And then the time came where she recognized, okay, I have to do it. This is going to be where my happiness is now. And went with it and didn't care what anybody did, and she's living her best life. Fuck yeah. I love that for her. Caitlyn Jenner is somebody that I see as a trans woman. I think she is a very strong trans woman. I think that there are certain things that she has said that I don't agree with. And there are things that she has said that I 100% stand behind. And I think that she is a very strong trans woman. I don't want to say model, spokesperson.
Okay.
A face for it.
For the community.
Right. Blair White. Those are two trans women that I respect. And I respect them as trans women. And I understand that they went through things in life that I will never understand. And there are things that they can relate to. Because now they are living the life as a woman, as a trans woman. There is a certain level of hate there that I will never experience. But it is still directed in that degrading your woman way.
Right. So as long as these things continue happening, right? And this is all going to tie in, I promise. With everything that we just went over with the sports thing and the academia, as long as that shit goes unchecked, it removes the legitimacy of everyone else in that community who has suffered, who has gone through transitions, who are living that life, who have been oppressed, who have actually fucking suffered because people are just jumping in there and winning awards. And now we have the Golden Globe Top Woman Actor Award went to a man. Like, there's a whole lot of awards and medals that are going out. Time Magazine's Woman of the Year was a fucking dude. Like, and I don't care if you guys hate on me for saying that or not. That's how I see that. I don't see that as a strong fucking woman.
Me either. Put a woman on that magazine. If you want to feature a trans woman, say Trans Woman of the Year.
Right. We have a separate category for men to women for a reason.
Right.
Why wouldn't we have a separate category for men to women to trans men or women? If you're trying to be inclusive, you need to have the award ceremony for everyone that fits into those fields. You can have sports categories for the people who fit into those. There's just not enough people in that community to actually have a sports team.
I'm so disheartened.
I don't know. I understand that for the individual, that one person who lives in that world and is oppressed and is feeling that they're in the wrong body or whatever it is that they're going through, to not be able to compete in sports is not fair to them. But what is not fair is to all of the other women who are competing in those sports, who are biological women that now no longer have the ability to level up and win awards and do the things that they're doing because somebody else stepped in.
Right.
So this goes into the railroad track thing. Have you ever heard of that study that was done where they had people make it like watch a railroad track and they had one person get stuck and then on the other end there was multiple people and they had a decision to make because one track would kill one person and the other, somebody's dying either way, but they had a decision to make.
Right.
That's what this is. You're going to hurt one person's feelings or you're going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. Where is this is unacceptable? Because at some point we have to make a decision and go, this is not acceptable behavior of what we're doing. Yes, you want to be a woman or yes, you want to be a man. You can no longer compete in this sports because of the other people who are in this division would be at a disadvantage because you were there.
Right. So at this point you have an option. You can train and take advantage of what you have. You can still go through the transition or you can hold off on it and compete the way you want to compete. The only thing I can imagine in this is there is impatience and there is I identify as a woman and it's embarrassing for me to train are you scared of losing? I don't understand. Why do I have to give up the things that have been set aside for me? Because there is very clearly, as you have said, a disadvantage. So we're just, take it back. Here you go. I care about your feelings. I'm an ally.
Right. Fuck the rest of my life and my career, my college.
No, fuck all of the other women.
Right.
Fuck all of the women who have leaned on me all of these years and I have beat on my chest independent woman. We can make our own bag. We don't need a man. We can do everything you can do, and sometimes we can fucking do it better. And that's not what this is. We are giving all of that back. Everything. To save somebody's feelings. Fuck your feelings. What about the vast majority of women's feelings?
So you've been very outspoken about being anti-feminist.
I am. I'm very anti-feminist. If this is feminism, if this is what feminism is pushing right now, I'm not this. No, thank you.
It is.
No,
But
thank you.
I mean, I've been anti-feminist for a long time, and you have been too. You just haven't actually verbalized yourself as such.
I don't stand behind the fuck all men. The feminism that I stand behind is I support a woman to do what makes her happy. If the feminism that I support is you want to be a CEO boss bitch, do it. You want to be a stay-at-home mom and nurture your children, do that. You want to be the submissive housewife and make your husband's life as easy as possible, and in turn he's going to treat you like a goddess, do that. If you want to be a power team with your husband and you guys are just going to build a fucking empire and make bank, do that. If you want to be a lesbian and have 1 million kids and raise them on a farm and home economic shit, okay. As long as everything in your life is happy and watered and you have blocked out the negative energy and you know that everybody in your life is going to get to the end of their life knowing that you were a good person to them. That's all that I care about. I'm not trying to dictate how anybody lives their life. I'm not trying to dictate what somebody can or cannot call me or... This is all such an extreme. And it's to an extreme that you're taking away what feminism has fought for. The shit that our grandmothers have fought for, that our great-grandmothers have fought for. I'm almost certain it was in the 60s that the women were marching the streets.
Yeah, they were burning bras and shit. Feminism started in the 20s with the right to vote.
Right. So...
Prohibition was actually part of feminism.
Every single woman who has fought for everything that we have now up until this moment in our lives is turning over in their graves.
Yeah.
If they were to see that we're trying to get rid of the word vagina...
Bonus hole.
Am I a fucking game to you?
Oh, man. I'm never letting that one go.
I'm disgusted. This is modern day feminism, and I am disgusted.
Was this like the breaking point for you, or was there a moment in time where you were like, I no longer support this? Because we made it clear in another episode that we are referring to all of it now as individual freedom.
Yes.
As long as you're not hurting other people. And by definition, the people who are competing in sports that have not, you know what I mean? Like, that's hurting other people.
Okay, so do you really want to know what the breaking point was for me?
Yes. Otherwise, I wouldn't have asked.
I saw a TikTok of Dylan Mulvaney wearing very tight black shorts, singing Normalize the Bulge for women. And there were women in the comments fucking on board with this. And I thought, there is no way in hell I am ever going to tell my daughter that, yeah, women have bulges. That's not going to happen. Trans women have bulges. A woman does not have a bulge. That was the breaking point for me.
We're going to get so much hate for this video.
I don't care. Even women who are post-op, you are still a trans woman.
Right.
Everything about you is artificial. I will respect you as a trans woman if you respect me as a woman.
What about a cis woman?
I'm not a cis woman. I am a woman.
Okay. I actually agree with that too. I don't like where all this is going.
Me either.
And it's not a bigoted thing. It's not a phobia thing. I'm not afraid of any of this. I see the damage that it's doing. I've watched videos of people who are detransitioning, who are more suicidal now and worse off than they ever were before because they were confused or because this was pushed on them
it's heartbreaking.
by the school systems or their parents because it's now an accessory to have, you know, a trans kid.
There were people who were getting bullied into it.
Right.
I heard a child say that you are picked on and bullied if you don't identify as something in school.
That's insane.
Terrifying. I was watching a video earlier today that a woman said that she specifically picked out her kid's school because in kindergarten they asked him what his pronouns were. It's too much. It's too much. I am not a cis woman. I am not a breeder. I am not a chest feeder. I don't have a bonus hole. I'm a woman. I am not going to attach myself to the labels that they want to create within their system of things to identify me as. If that's within your system, because that's how you have lived in your society, that's your life. If I am a cis woman to you, okay. I am not going to identify as that. If you come to me, have a conversation, you call me a cis woman, I am going to correct you.
Birthing person was another one of those terms. Not just breeder, birthing person was
Birthing person?
Yep. Yep. That was
Oh my God.
I actually saw something on YouTube a little while ago where there was somebody who was refusing to use the term mother on the Senate floor. There was an interview being done and they said birthing person, and then the guy was like, "Excuse me? You mean a mother?" She's like, "No, I mean a birthing person." He was like, "That would be a mother."
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand in that community the want to be inclusive to that because they want to feel like they fit in. But in reality, you have done something that is not normal to the rest of the population.
No.
Right? So like,
without women, you wouldn't have a blueprint of what to be. You would just be a very soft man. Without us, you'd have nothing. And I say that with my full chest, and that's not a threat. It is what it is.
With your full breasts?
With my full breasticles, yeah. The things that I breastfeed the children that I had with my vagina and uterus and my mammary glands, ovaries, fallopian tubes, labia.
I was wondering how far you were going to go with it. Yeah. Do you think that they're doing a disservice to feminism? Like, do you think that this is going to destroy the credibility of the feminist movement? Like, eventually this is going to have to go, okay, wait a minute, what are you fighting for? Because there's no longer a defined term of what a woman is. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean that in like the Matt Walsh, what is a woman? Like, right. If you don't have a vagina and you're not a mom and you're not breastfeeding, you're chest feeding, they've now removed everything from you that outwardly makes you a woman.
I'm now this ambiguous being they've always wanted to be.
Right. So what is that? How is that going to serve feminism? Because where is that going to go?
Nowhere.
Right. Like, this is going to destroy, ultimately take the life and the breath out of feminism. It is going to kill it.
If women don't stand up.
If women don't recognize what a woman is. And don't fight for the things that make a woman a woman.
I'm going to fight for the things that make a woman a woman.
Clearly, because this is being recorded. Didn't see this entire episode going this way.
No.
I really thought I was going to trigger you and you were going to talk shit about feminism. I didn't think that it was going to go this far.
Really?
Yep.
I've had it in my mind for a very long time, seeing things and knowing that we have the platform that we have, and I'm inspiring women the way I'm inspiring women. I am not who I am without being a woman.
Right.
At my very core, I'm a fucking woman. Shania Twain, let's go, girls. I'm kicking in that fucking door. Let's go. You're not going to take that away from me. That's not going to happen. And that's not me saying you can't have your trans groups. Be a trans woman. Like I said, I will 100% support a trans woman if you are a trans woman. Blair White has all of my support. Caitlyn Jenner, you got my support. Dylan Mulvaney does not have my support.
Okay, so what do you say to the people who are going to say, well, she's just naming conservatives?
I'm not naming conservatives. Yes, I am. They are conservatives. I'm also recognizing that they are very logical thinkers. That's more what I'm honed in on. If the conservative aspect of what you're focused on, that's not the conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. This did not go at all as I expected it to, and I'm sure that we're going to get hate on it. And I got to be honest, I'm kind of okay with it.
It is what it is.
This is the way I feel. So, yeah. And again, I think the issue comes down to doing things that will harm other people. Mm-hmm. And I view all the things that I'm seeing in the news as harming other people.
I feel harmed.
Right.
As a woman, I feel attacked and I feel harmed. I feel as if they are trying to erase me. I feel deflated. I feel unsupported, especially by my sisters. The one group of people I thought that no matter what would stand strong in womanhood. I think that more people, more women are standing up for this, and we are going to come full force. And it will be recognized, as I've seen a trans TikToker say that it will not be an option. Like, you will enter our bathrooms. It will not be an option. You will not erase us. We are women and we are here. And we are here for good.
Well, with that being said, I got nothing to add. That was a good ending. So you are the author of your own life.
Let's get a pen.
We'll see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.